Howdy folks, Mr. K here with an online lesson about the atom. Now by the end of this video you should be able to determine the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons for a given element, draw a model of the atom for that element, and the Lewis structure for that element. So first of all, what does an atom look like? What is it made of? So atoms have two major parts. The first major part is the one right in the middle, which is called the nucleus. This big thing in the middle here is the nucleus of the atom. Within the nucleus we find two things. Protons, which are subatomic particles that carry a positive charge, and neutrons, which are subatomic particles that carry no charge at all. The protons, you can always determine the number of protons by the atomic number of an element. The atomic number of an element does not change. If it changes, that means it's not that element anymore. An element stays an element based on the number of protons that it has, and protons carry a positive charge. Because atoms are held together kind of like magnets. So you may have heard that magnets have a north side and a south side, and they attract and hold each other together. Well, atoms are the same way. They have a positive side from the protons and a negative side from something called electrons, which exist all around the atom in the electron cloud. And just like magnets, these positive and negative forces hold the atom together because they're attracted to each other. Now you'll notice electrons, there's an order to them. There's different energy levels or orbits. These orbits are called energy levels, and there's certain rules to how many electrons can sit in each level. So in level 1, so for the energy level of the cloud, versus the number of electrons it can have. Notice, this is shorthand for an electron, because electrons start with the letter E and they carry a negative charge, so the opposite of protons. So, in the first energy level, you can have 2 electrons. That's the max it can hold. In the next energy level, you can have 8. In the third energy level, you can also have 8. And in the fourth energy level, you can have a total of 18. Now, later in the year, we're going to talk about where these numbers are coming from and why 1 has 2, 2 has 8, 3 has 8, and 4 has 8. Here's a clue though, and I'll talk about this in class. Look at the periods of the periodic table and how many elements are in each period. Later, when we talk about the actual shape of electron clouds, you'll see why it is. So, the 3 major parts of the atom. The protons, which are in the nucleus at the center, along with the neutrons. And then outside in an electron cloud exists the electrons, and there's levels to the electron cloud. Level 1 can hold 2 electrons, level 2 can hold 8 electrons, so on and so forth. Now, how do you determine the numbers of protons, neutrons, electrons? Well, there's a little mnemonic device to help you remember. It's called the APEMAN. So, APEMAN, A-P-E-M-A-N. So, the letter A in APEMAN stands for? The letter A in APEMAN stands for the atomic number of the element. The letter P stands for is equal to the number of protons. So A, the atomic number of the element, P, equals the number of protons, which is also equal to the number of electrons, E. So APE, atomic number, protons, electrons. Now the man, The M in the man is for the mass, the atomic mass number. you take the mass number and you minus the atomic number, Ma, and you get the N, the number of neutrons. 8-man. Atomic number equals protons, electrons, APE. Man, mass number minus atomic number equals neutrons, MAN. So let's practice using this. Drawing things, and so let's, for this example, calculate. So for this example, let's calculate the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons for the element sulfur. And it's blocked from the periodic table. First up, write down 8-man to help you remember. 8-man. Atomic number is protons and electrons. So remember, the atomic number is the whole number at the top, so it's 16. So sulfur, the number of protons equals 16, and the number of electrons equals 16. Ape, atomic number, protons, electrons. Next up, man. Mass number minus atomic number is neutrons. Now, the mass number is usually a decimal. We round this number with our regular rounding rule. So we're going to take this 32.066 and just round it to 32. So the number of neutrons is equal to mass minus atomic. So 32 minus 16, which equals 16. So sulfur has 16 protons, 16 electrons, and 16 neutrons. Okay, so I have now my numbers of subatomic particles. I'm going to draw a model of a sulfur atom. So first up, let's make a nucleus. Remember, in the nucleus exist protons and neutrons. So I'm just going to put 16 little plus signs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plus signs for 16 protons, and I'm also going to put 16 O's for neutrons. So there's my nucleus with my protons and neutrons. 16 protons, 16 neutrons. Next up, I gotta add in my electrons. But electrons aren't in the nucleus, they're in the electron cloud, which sits outside. So I'm going to draw my first level, level 1. Now, I can't put all of them on level 1, because remember, level 1 holds only 2. Level 2 holds 8, and level 3 holds 8. And I have 16 total. So I'm going to definitely have a level 1, definitely have a level 2, 2 plus 8 is 10, and the rest, the other 6, will sit in level 3. So I'm going to have 3 levels to my atom here, 3 levels to my electron cloud. So level 1 has 2, and we take our electrons and we always try and put them as far apart as possible because they don't want to be around each other. So 2 in level 1, 8 in level 2. And so I've gotten 10 in so far. 2 plus 8 is 10. I'm not going to put 8 in the third one because I only have 6 left to work with. So I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is my sulfur atom. Now, it's a big pain to always, when you want a quick model of an atom, to draw this thing. There's a much easier way to draw an atom, It's called the Lewis structure. All you got to do for a Lewis structure is you draw the chemical symbol of the element and you put dots around it. The number of dots is equal to how many electrons are in the outermost shell, the outermost energy level. Those are called valence electrons. They're the most important electrons. So I don't care with this Lewis structure about how many I have in level 1 and level 2 because those are full. My outermost level here is 3, which has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. You start at one point and you walk around, put one dot on a side until you have the number of valence electrons on the structure. Okay, folks, that is the overview of atoms, how to count their particles, how to draw a model of them, and the shorthand Lewis structure of drawing them. I will see you in class.